The last type of B-roll transition or effect that I want to talk about is in-body transitions. This is something that takes basically no editing. We will edit it a little bit. We're just going to do a little bit of speed ramping for this, because for this one I also want to talk about slow motion. So we're going to do in-body transitions and slow motion kind of all in one. So slow motion can be achieved two ways. You either film, first let me back up. Traditionally, all video is filmed in 24 frames a second. That means the video camera is taking 24 pictures every second, putting it all together and making that into a video. So to slow that down, you take more pictures per second. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 60 pictures in a second, or 60 frames a second, and then we're gonna play those 60 frames over 2 seconds. So you get a slow motion effect. Another common frame rate is 120 frames a second. So if you want to achieve slow motion, what you do is you film in 60 frames a second or 120 frames a second, and then when you go to edit it, it allows you to slow it down without dropping frames or without it looking like it's all glitchy. Let me just show you in the computer. I think it'll be a lot easier to understand. So we're gonna do two things. First, we're gonna look at slow motion. So if you look at this clip here, you can see this is slow motion. This is 120 frames a second. You can see how slow and how smooth it is. It's really, really common for B-roll. So what I wanna do is I wanna show you guys not only slow motion, but an in-body transition. In this one, we're gonna do something called a whip pan, which is you have the camera on your subject and then you whip it to the side. And then when you have your next subject, you hold it over here and you whip it back. So it almost gets an effect like the camera's whipping around to something else, but in reality it's two shots. Let me show you a little bit. So the first, I just did a little B-roll of the flowers outside. So I actually got some music. I don't think this is really gonna go, but for the effect, we're gonna use some funk music to liven up these flowers. So here's the clip. So there's a flower. And then what we're gonna do is right on that beat, you hear that beat right there, right? There, right on that clap, right here. That's when the whip pan is gonna start. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna cut it there, I'm gonna speed this frame up, and I'll make it about, I don't know, about 1,000%. We'll see how that looks. And you'll see how it pans over to the side. You ready? So now what we're gonna do is it's slow, and it speeds up and it goes this way, and then in another clip, we're gonna go fast and then we're gonna slow it down right there. So it looks like the camera's whipping down to the side and then going to something else, but in reality it's two clips. So let me grab this clip. And I'm just gonna scrub through because I did it a couple times, so I just want the right one. Okay. So this one goes to, let's see where we want this one to end. Okay, so right on that beat. So I'm gonna cut it, I'm gonna speed it up a little bit and I'm gonna cut it. And now I'm gonna grab this clip, and if you look at this one comes in from the right side. So the other one goes right to left. This one goes left, sorry, the other one goes right to left, and this one also goes right to left. So there's our subject right there. So I'm gonna cut it there. I'm gonna match the speed as close as I can to this one. So this one was at about 1,500. So I'm gonna make this part of the clip, this part of the whip, also 1,500. And now you'll get a little bit of an idea. So let's watch this. See how it slows down there. So you can kind of see that effect where it's whipping over to the other side. Then at the beginning of the other clip, it's whipping and then it stops right at the subject. So let's watch it one more time. Here's the whip. And then you can really dial that in. Like you might want it for example, you might want it to stop. You might want it to slow down right on the beat. That makes it look really tight. So you can see where the red is. That's where the beat is. So I can move this a little bit this way. I can basically speed up this part of the clip a little bit. So now, this is just when you're really trying to dial it in and fine tune it. These are the things that you learn while you practice, but now you'll see I'll slow down, so the second clip is whipping up and then it stops right on the beat, so watch. And that's kind of the effect. And then the next one, if you look, this one goes down to the side. So we can do the exact same thing. We'll cut it there. We'll go until it goes down to the side. Speed this section up. Speed this section up. That's where we want the clip to change, right on that beat. I'm going to grab this clip, put it in. And this one's a little bit different. This one goes top down. So you see the motion on this one's a little bit different. So again, we're going to find our subject when it comes in. Right there looks good. We're going to cut the clip, speed it up. Let's see where we want it to come in. Right there. So we're going to speed it up. Maybe make it a little bit shorter. Okay. So now, let's watch this all in one. So you'll see, it's gonna start on the subject, it's gonna whip to the left while the other one whips around. The second subject comes into frame, slows back down, and the camera drops down, and then the third clip comes in, and then that one goes top down. Just watch, I think you'll be able to understand it better. So here we go, it's going left to right. Now it's gonna speed up, second clip comes in, and now it's gonna go top down. So that's just a really simple in-body transition that you can do. It's really, really popular, which is it's just with a speed ramp to it. Speed ramping is really popular as well. It's something that I like to do. It's something I think I got a little carried away with. Both speed ramping and the slow motion, I think I got carried away with. So just be careful. I used to kind of think all B-roll needed to be slow motion because I loved it. It looks, you can see how nice it looks. You can see all the detail. But it just starts to get old, I feel like, after a while, and you want to keep changing it up on your B-roll. So you'll do a little bit of slow motion, a little bit of time lapse, you'll mix in some quick shots, you have the drone shots, maybe you have a couple quick talking points. You get the sounds, which are really, really important. The sounds of Lola, the sounds of the street, the sounds of nature, the sounds of the jungle. You mix all that stuff in and you have a great video. But if you just do one thing, no matter how good you're doing it, by the second or third or fourth time you introduce that in the video, people are gonna be saying, oh yeah, some more slow motion B-roll, whip pan some more slow motion B-roll, whip pan some more slow motion B-roll. It's gonna get old after a while.